Again, everybody, Robin Hook with you at the Lobby Bar downtown Kalamazoo in the Radisson for our Bronco Coaches Show, here to talk with Western Michigan football coach Lance Taylor. We'll also have two other special guests as we recap last weekend's game against North Texas and look ahead to this weekend's opponent, ninth-ranked Illinois at Memorial Stadium in Champaign, Illinois, coming up on Saturday. Broncos took on North Texas over the weekend. It was the home opener on Saturday at Waldo Stadium. Had a great crowd. Coach, it was great to see all those students come out, and over 20,000 at Waldo.
Yeah, I tell you, it was an electric atmosphere. I want to thank all of our fans, students, family for coming out and supporting us. I go on record all the time, thanking our fans and saying that we have the best home game atmosphere, best fan base in the MAC, and we keep showing up and showing out. That was the biggest student crowd since I've been here as the head coach, which was awesome. We had Young Gravy concert, which I heard was a hit. I wouldn't know, but that's what I heard. And, I just appreciate them coming out, really supporting us. I think you see our team feeds off of that energy. I mean, just the energy and excitement, our team feeds off of it. And it creates a competitive advantage. You saw North Texas have several communication issues because of the noise, the loud environment. And so, those things help as you're playing on a tough opponent like North Texas. So I want to thank our fans, continue to come out, and, we're going to continue to bring our best every single Saturday in Waldo.
It was a tight game throughout. Broncos were able to open up a little bit of a lead, and you had to know that North Texas was going to come back at you. They're unbelievable offense, that air raid offense that they run there at North Texas. Their passing game was just phenomenal. But I thought you guys did a great job for most of the game, held in there against them.
Yeah, I'm really proud of our players and coaches. Just one, the plan that we put together, the week of preparation that we had. I mean, our players really came in after the Michigan State loss, had a great week of preparation. We really challenged them to have a great week. It's really about the process of preparation, builds that confidence as you go into game weekend. And you carry that over. How you practice is how you play, Robin. And we played well because we practiced well. And I thought, for the first three quarters, that game went to script. I mean, if we could have scripted it, we dictated the tempo, we dictated the physicality, we really took the fight to them. And I was really proud of, one, the game plan that our coaches and staff put together, but then for our players to go out and execute that was really, something against a really, really elite offense and a really elite quarterback. And I think everybody sees that. And we knew it was going to be a 60-minute game. When you play great offenses and you play great quarterbacks, they're never out of it. That's one of the tough things. I mean, when you play a Tom Brady, when you play a North Texas who scores 50-plus points and they're third in the country in offense, I mean, they're going to be able to get their, make their plays and put together a drive. We had chances there at the end to win. I just don't think we closed out as well as we started. And that's really, we had too many critical errors in critical situations, and penalties killed us and probably cost us the game. And we've got to get those cleaned up. To say that I'm proud of our guys is an understatement, but I think we're all disappointed. There are no moral victories in this thing. We wanted to win that game, and our players were torn up about it in the locker room after. I think we all were. Really a gut punch because we felt like we had it. We led, the entirety of the game. They didn't have a single lead until they took the lead there in overtime, which is really tough to swallow, a tough pill to swallow. But when you talk about, not looking at the outcome of the game, just how we played, I'm very proud of our players and coaches, and I think we're very close to really turning the corner here.
Coach loves the run game. I love the run game too, and you featured that in this game against North Texas. Coach, you guys were even huddling up. It was a beautiful thing to see, the Broncos huddling.
Bringing old school football back, I mean, we were huddling, we were running the football, we had fullback at times, we had 13 personnel, 3 tight ends on the field. Coach Bryant would have been proud of me, as we, really ground and pound mentality. And that's really how we're built, Robin. I mean, I think one of the things that you've seen in the first 2 games is Michigan State, we were able to throw the ball down the field. Our quarterbacks, made some really nice throws, and our playmakers on the outside, our receivers made some really good plays. So I think that we can be really balanced this year when we put it together. We ran the ball and we huddled to really slow down the game. That was our game plan against North Texas. And again, it was going towards to script in terms of the type of game we wanted to make it. But I think when we put these things together, and we can be really balanced, run and pass.
It was a career game for Brock Lowry at quarterback. He rushed for 2 touchdowns, threw for another. Coach, he's hard to stop when he's running that football. He's a powerful, bruising runner.
Well, I think what you see is he's a competitor, man. I mean, he is relentless and he's tough. I mean, he made several third down clutch runs where, there was an unblocked man where he had to make a guy miss, run through a guy, run through a couple of guys. He just, is really a tough competitor. And, I think he and Brady both give us something different that helps our offense, helps give value to our offense and to our team. So we're going to continue to play both quarterbacks. We just felt like in this game, the type of game that it was as we got into it, Brock was playing really well. The first series that he comes in, he moves the ball down the field. We score a touchdown. Actually, the first 2 series that he's in, we score a touchdown. He was operating effectively and efficiently, and we felt like at that point he was playing the best in this game to give us an opportunity to win. That's why we played him the rest of the game.
Yeah, he had you up 24-10 in the second half, and the Broncos were trying to pull off an upset because you were an underdog to this North Texas team that finished 3rd in the nation in total offense a year ago. They put up over 400 yards a game, almost 500 yards a game last year, and they're very talented on offense. And it came down to the wire. In fact, it came down to overtime. We'll come back and look at that second half and look ahead to what's next for the Broncos as they take on number 9 Illinois on Saturday. You're on the Bronco Coaches Show. We're in the Radisson and the lobby bar. We're going to be moving over to the new Burdicks here in just a couple of weeks. We'll be back after this time out with more of the Bronco Coaches Show.
Flavor is a journey, not a destination. It's not just about the food, it's about the experience, it's about the cocktails, the wine, the tableside experience.
Brings everything together between the setting, the meal, the atmosphere, so we can actually get together and have a great time over a cocktail, maybe with a little showy smoke to it too, which is fun.
We've paid a lot of attention to details and making it an experience that you will remember.
Immerse yourself at Brick and Brine.
Sprain, strain, or broken bone? Bronson makes it easy to get the orthopedic care you need, often as soon as the same day. Our providers treat patients ages 5 and older, with convenient appointments in Battle Creek, Marshall, Kalamazoo, and South Haven. From diagnosis to treatment, our goal is to get you feeling better as soon as possible. Call us when you need orthopedic care. Learn more at bronsonhealth.com/same day.
You'll still have common days. Put off your term papers till the last minute. Eat cold pizza right out of the fridge. Update your fantasy roster. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
It's more than a move. It's a new job for her. A new baseball team for him. And for Badger, it's a new yard with more room to roam. It's more than a move, and we're more than a truck.
We're in the lobby bar in the Radisson Plaza Hotel. For more Bronco Coaches Show, we're going to be moving over to Burdicks here in just a couple of weeks when the brand new Burdicks opens up. Can't wait to see it. We'll be in there every Monday at 6:30 with the Bronco Coaches Show. Lance Taylor with us after Western Michigan played North Texas to the wire. In fact, it went beyond the wire into overtime. Paul Radomski put you up, Coach, there in overtime with a booming 48-yard field goal to give you the lead in overtime.
Yeah, we call him Palmer Bombski now because he was bombing the ball on Saturday.
Love it.
He was just named Max Special Teams Player of the Week. Really a testament to Palmer. I'll brag on him for a minute. Just, this is a guy that he was here in the program when I got hired. And from day one, he really has embraced me, embraced our culture. He's been a leader in how he works. And very rarely do you get a kicker or a specialist who is really bought into a lot of the off-season program, the tough workouts, the conditioning, the mat drills like Palmer is. I mean, he's a workout warrior. He loves to be a great teammate and to help push his teammates along. And I think he's really helped move, he's one of those guys, one of the core guys that's helped move our foundation and move our culture forward. I'm really proud of him. him. He got injured last year. The last time we saw him, he executed a beautiful fake field goal against Wisconsin, and then missed most of the rest of the season with an injury, battled injury all year last year. Really worked really hard in the offseason, one, to get healthy, but then just to be consistent in his preparation, his approach, and consistent in his execution. And I think you saw that, and I think what I saw and what his teammates saw was a guy who's kicking really confidently right now. He made a 40-yarder, a 43-yarder, and then in overtime a 48-yarder. Those are big kicks for us. I mean, that's a tough situation to put a kicker in. I mean, we get the ball first in overtime, and we go backwards instead of forwards, which is not good. And and so we put him out there for a 48-yard field goal. But to make that field goal gives us an opportunity to now go play defense and either win the game or at least force a double, the second overtime. And, really proud of how he kicked. And I think, he's kicking with a lot of confidence. I think it gives me a lot of confidence as we move forward to continue to put him in those situations. Because one of the things that I've been very conscious of, with our kickers is I want to put them in the right situations early so that they can build confidence. Because I think if you can get confidence early, that momentum and confidence builds. And now you do have the trust that you can make some of those big kicks, and now we can push that range further. And so I think he's earned that. Really proud of him. Congratulations to him being Special Teams MAC Player of the Week, and very well earned and deserved.
Jalen Buckley was up to his old tricks, running the football, powering through people. Had a 100-yard game, 112 yards, and he's showing an ability to catch football too, Coach. He scored on a swing pass.
He did, yeah. I mean, Buckley looked like his old self. I mean, I think he had 30-something touches in this game, run and pass. He scored believe it or not, he scored his first receiving or reception touchdown in this game. He's got great hands, and unbelievably, with all the touchdowns and production that he's had for us, it was his first receiving touchdown. But he had over 100 yards on the ground. He pounded the ball, was really running physical. As an offensive unit, we ran the ball for 216 yards. So I think that our offensive line and just run game really took a huge step forward from game 1 to game 2. I think that the growth and improvement, you really saw that that group really come together and gel, and really excites us for what we can do as we move forward and continue to get better and improve on some of the things that we built on this past week.
Not a whole lot in the passing game against North Texas, but I think the game plan was to run the football, control the clock, huddle up. That clock's ticking, and that means that's less time for North Texas.
Yeah, I mean, again, Robin, this was a very specific game plan. And, I think everybody was excited when you go into halftime and you're up 2 scores, you're up 10 points, and we've limited their offense to 100 total yards. We've killed the time of possession. We've really, dominated the game up until that point. And, that was the game plan. And that's why we didn't deviate from it in the second half. There's a part of me, or part of, as a head coach, especially when you don't get the outcome you want, you start second guessing yourself. Should we have been more aggressive in the second half? Should we have opened it up? But it was working. I mean, all game for 3.5 quarters, I mean, we controlled and dictated the tempo. It was exactly how we wanted to play. And it was really a decision that we made going into the game. And so you have to live and die with those decisions. Sure, there were some things that, I could have done differently to put our team in a better position to win. I've got to own those. And, those are, the burdens you have to bear as the head coach. You have to ride or die with the wins or losses when you make those decisions. And, I don't question what we did or why we did it. We knew why we were doing it. And unfortunately, we came up a couple of plays short there in the second half.
Well, Brady Jones got the bulk of the snaps in the Michigan State game, and Brock Lowry got most of the snaps in this last game against North Texas. But when he came in, he was moving the team. He had you in front. He was scoring touchdowns, and I don't blame you for not taking him out.
Yeah, I think at that point in the game, I mean, Brady played the first 2 series, and then we put Brock in, and we talked about earlier, his first 2 drives, I mean, he was very efficient and effective. I think the way that they were stacking the box, the way North Texas was stacking the box on defense, putting 9, 10, 11 men in the box, his legs and the Q runs gave us the ability to get a hat back in the run game and play 11-on-11 man football. And, it worked. It was working effectively. I thought he was playing too well to take him out at that time. And, at that point in the game, I was going to ride or die with Brock, and, I feel confident with that decision for sure.
All right, so now game 3, and still trying to make a decision on who your starting quarterback is. I know you said in your press conference this week that eventually you want to name a starter, but you know, I guess sometimes it depends on the personnel you're playing against.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the one thing that I've stayed consistent with, Robin, is I think both of these guys, Brady and Brock, add value to our team. They add value to our offense. They give us they each give us something different, and they both possess strengths that give our offense something a little bit different, something unique, something that we can use as weapons. And so I think we're going to continue to use these guys. I mean, you know, neither one of these guys has taken away from the other. I think that they've added to each other and they've helped complement each other. And as long as you can do that, it's a really good marriage there. There has been no, you know, back and forth or, you know, taking away from one guy or the other not being able to get the rhythm. So as long as we can do that and they both give us something, we're going to continue to play 2 quarterbacks. Because the other part of it is opponents have to prepare for something else.
Sure.
When you play one quarterback, now they know who you're playing, what you're playing, and you can become very tendency based. And so now there aren't enough reps that go around during the week in practice to practice for 2 quarterbacks that are completely different.
Yep, you can keep them guessing all season long, as far as I'm concerned. They're both really good players. Brady Jones can really throw the football. Brock Lowry can throw it, but he's really impressive running it. So we'll see how it unfolds on Saturday against the Fighting Illini, Coach, who bring in 18 returning starters, one of the top quarterbacks in the country, and ranked 9th in the nation this week. They just blew out Duke last weekend on the road.
Yeah, this is a top 10 team, a really, really good football team. Coach Bielema is an excellent coach. Have not gotten to know Coach Bielema until this past offseason. Spent some time with him in the spring and summer at some coaches' events and coaches' meetings out in Arizona. I tell you what, he is a great man, but also a great coach. He's always been, you know, his teams are physical, they're well coached, they're tough, they're competitive, they're not going to beat themselves. And when you watch the tape, that's what you see. You know, you see a tough, competitive, well-coached team that's going to play really hard. They return 18 starters. They return a ton of production. They're top 10 in the country for a reason. We're playing them on the road, and you know, I think you know, for us, we're going to have our work cut out for us, and you know, we're going to have to go play a really, you know, we're going to have to play to our standard and continue to find things to work on to play to our standard. But you know, you'll hear from him here in just a little bit. But Coach Andre Bernardi, our new strength and conditioning coordinator, director, has come in, and you know, I think that what you saw in this past game from a physicality against North Texas, that's who we want to be. You know, I think the way that we train in the off season, the way that we train and grind, it builds that hard edge that, you know, I really want to be about. Coach Bernardi has been a godsend. He's like the Energizer Bunny. The guy never runs out of energy. You know, I don't know how he does it all, but I think, you know, our players and coaches have really gravitated to, one, you know, his style, but also just he holds everybody accountable. And I think that that's so important when you're building a team, when you're building a culture, what he's done. And I think that that showed up on Saturday against North Texas, and it's going to have to show up again against a really physical team in Illinois.
I'll point to one play that stands out in my mind among all the plays on Saturday against North Texas. It was down near the goal line, and Rodney McGraw bull rushed to the left tackle and knocked the tackle into the quarterback for a sack. Talk about some strength.
How about that? You know, I mean, you want to talk about a guy who really has matured and grown, you know, not only as a player, but just personally. You've been here, you've seen him at practice. He looks, you know, the part when he walks out there. But Coach Bernardi, just the way that he connected with our players when he got here, really helped the light bulb come on for Rodney. I mean, you know, he was one of our summer, you know, workout warriors. We call them summer savages. So he had one of the best, you know, summers of anybody on the team. And just to say that, you know, I told our team this yesterday in the team meeting, but I mean, you know, those two are correlated. You know, the way you prepare shows up in the way that you play. And, you know, it showed up in the way that our team played this week, but it also showed up in the way that Rodney played this week. He prepared for that moment, and you know, I think Coach Bernardi and his staff, our whole strength staff, has done a great job really connecting with our players, getting them to buy in and do hard things, and have a hard edge.
Looking forward to talking to him here in just a few minutes, Coach. Thanks for the time again, and good luck against Illinois, all right?
Thanks, Robin. Go Broncos.
Lance Taylor with us. We're at the Lobby Bar downtown Kalamazoo in the Radisson. We'll be moving over to Burdick's here to do our show once Burdick's opens up. It's going to be happening here in just a few days, so look forward to that here in the coming days. Up next, we're going to talk with Palmer Domschke. He's the Special Teams Player of the Week in the Mid-American Conference. Kicked 3 field goals, 40, 43, and 48 in overtime. Talk to Palmer Domschke next on the Bronco Coaches Show after this timeout.
How far do you have to go to find a great deal on a new Ford SUV?
Not too far.
How about a new Ford F-150?
Not too far.
How about for basic maintenance and service?
Not too far at all. With Dorrance Ford's mobile service, we'll come to you.
Nice.
Now's the time to buy because we're making room for the 2025 Fords and moving out the 24s. Come in now for the best selection. Dorrance Ford is proud to support Bronco Athletics. Shop Dorrance Ford.
Not too far for your next car.
When a city has an airport, amazing things are possible. When you fly local, it allows airlines to add more flights, more options, more destinations. The choices you make today help shape your airport now and in the future. So when a city has an airport, we're more connected than ever before. Fly local. Fly AZL.
The wait is over. The all-new Gun Lake Casino Resort is now open.
Robin Hook with you from the Lobby Bar in the Radisson Plaza Hotel downtown. It's the Bronco Coaches Show. We're here every Monday at 6:30 on YouTube Live. You can get it anytime on demand at WMUBroncos.com. Let's talk now with the Special Teams Player of the Week in the Mid-American Conference. That's Bronco place kicker Palmer Domschke. 3 field goals, 3 extra points. Had the leg going on Saturday against North Texas, Palmer.
Yeah, definitely good to get out there. Obviously, versus Michigan State, I only had the onside kick, but it was definitely nice to get back out there with the operation with RJ and Ryan. And lucky enough to have the trust from Coach Taylor to send me out for the opportunities.
Speaking of that onside kick, that was perfectly executed by the Broncos against Michigan State.
Coach Sabak knows what he's doing. I guess that's his 3rd recovery on that style of kick. So it's worked in the past. Why change it?
I'm sure we'll see that again before the season's over, but good to see Palmer out there kicking. You missed most of last year with an injury and worked hard to get back.
Yeah, definitely was a rough time after the injury, but like Coach Taylor said, Coach Bernardi came in. I truly attacked the offseason with everybody, and everyone's got a new mindset, and it's shown in the first 2 games. Everyone really, really wants to win and gives their all. Like you talked about, Rodney truly changed him, and it's shown. But definitely super happy to be back and just trying my best to help the team out with everything I can.
What was the sideline like when Rodney McGraw pushed the tackle into the quarterback for a sack? You guys had to be going nuts because that was down near the goal line and a late situation trying to win a game.
I mean, yeah, everyone is super excited. Coach Bernardi says he'll be the first one to hype you up, and he for sure was. Definitely super happy for Rodney. I think he finished with 2.5 sacks or something like that, so a great game for him. And he helped the defense keep us in it. So, yeah, great job.
3 field goals. You kicked one at the end of the first half. You went into the locker room with a lead. You kicked the 43-yarder and then the 48-yarder in overtime. What's going through your mind in overtime? I mean, that is a pretty important kick right there.
Yeah, I mean, like Coach Taylor talked about with the confidence, the first 2 sort of helps you continue to move on, you know that operation is going to be the same. Ryan and RJ I have great trust with. Known Ryan for, I think, since I was in 8th grade, so we've built a pretty good bond. And I know that snap and hold and all the old linemen out there are going to block. But yeah, definitely, you have those nerves, but I think John Jones says when you have those nerves, that's when you're at your most dangerous time. So definitely grateful for the opportunity, but just started the season, so got a long way to go.
So 48 yards. How far you feel pretty good about kicking field goals? 50 plus?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, 50 plus is where you would love to see. Those are the big ones, but those are also the ones that are going to help us win games eventually. But any opportunity is worth the shot. So,
talked about the guys that make the special teams, particularly the place kick, go. You got to have a great snapper. Western Michigan has an outstanding snapper. You never hear RJ's name. I give him credit on all the kicks because I mentioned the snapper, the holder, and the place kick. But the snap is the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, RJ is, in my opinion, one of the best in the nation. He truly attacked this offseason like I've never seen, and it shows. His snaps perfect laces every time back, which as a kicker, it opens up your eyes a lot easier. You see the ball for longer. There's no real hesitation on your approach. So I'm very grateful to have RJ. He's truly one of a kind. So.
And then Ryan Milmore is the holder. It's great to have the punter be able to hold on place kicks because you guys spend so much time together and you can get so much work done because you're together all the time, the punters and the place kickers. And Ryan Milmore is punting fantastic right now. He had a 52-yarder that went out on the 1, and he had some short nose down punts that pinned the opposition deep in both of the games so far.
I mean, yeah, Ryan's been punting the ball very, very well. I was actually sort of hoping he was going to get Special Teams Player of the Week this week. I felt he really deserved it. Was hyping him up on the sideline all the time. But yeah, super, super happy and super proud of him. He also attacked the offseason. He came from Iowa State and learned a lot while he was there, but didn't really get the opportunity to play, and he's truly taken advantage of every opportunity he's gotten. I think he had a first-team All-MAC preseason, and right now he's punting like an All-American in my opinion. So.
And some of those other guys that don't get the credit on the special teams are those guys up front blocking. So thankless job up there trying to keep people from blocking your kicks.
Yeah, I mean, I know those guys don't like that job at all, but without them, I can't do my job, so I'm very, very grateful for them. They do a very fantastic job, and Coach Tabak is always on them. I know it probably aggravates him a lot, but I'm very, very thankful for them.
And the other new addition to the Broncos special teams is Hunter Smith. He transferred from Florida, and he's handling the kickoffs right now. And we've actually seen some touchbacks, which we didn't see all of last year here so far through games 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter is a great addition to our room. Has a very, very strong leg, and he's definitely built that over his years. He was behind an All-American when he was at Florida, so very understandable, but he's definitely taken advantage of the opportunities since he's gotten here. I've learned from him certain things, and I've tried to help him when he's got questions. So definitely a great addition to our room, and very happy to have him here.
Well, there are a lot of Illinois guys in this Western Michigan football team, and I've had some great players come from the state of Illinois, and there's a lot of them on this year's roster, including this guy, Palmer Adamski. And Palmer, you get to go back to your home state and play the big state school, the Illini, this weekend.
I mean, yeah, I'm super, super happy to go back home. I'm going to have probably around 30 fans, just my own tickets, but a lot of people from my high school go there. I know a couple buddies on the team, so definitely will probably get a picture with them. But yeah, I know a lot of the guys are just super excited for the opportunity. Like you said earlier, the number 9 team in the country, 18 returning players. They're very talented, and it shows when they play. But we're just ready to go out and play Bronco ball and give it our all on Saturday.
You guys played a good Michigan State team in front of 75,000 and shut them out in the second half. You guys get up for these games. Illinois is gonna get the best that the Broncos can bring.
I mean, yeah, Coach O'Leary and Coach Bell, they both put together great plans for every game, but especially the big time ones. super excited to see the guys go out there. Obviously, I get to watch a little bit more than everyone else, but I, just like Coach Bernardi, I love hyping everyone up and love getting on them, keeping the heads up when stuff is going south, and try to get on them when stuff's going good.
Well, the kicking game, particularly the field goals now in the National Football League, these guys are kicking them 60, 65 yards. I think I heard somebody kicked a 70-yarder. So what's been the difference in these long kicks? Now, it used to be a 40-yarder was a long one.
Now there's actually a kicking ball in the NFL, so they do get not many people realize how much a ball does change, but a broken in ball helps the ball fly 5 to 10 yards farther, helps hang up in the air for 2 to 5 tenths of a second longer, which doesn't seem like that much time, but in the kicking world that is a lot of time. So I would say that, and just young pups coming up like Cam Little, kicked at Arkansas. I've kicked with him before at college camps and things of that nature, but I mean, that ball just flies off that foot, and the more contact and more repetitions they have, which most of those guys have plenty of that. But yeah, they definitely are booming the ball.
Well, his name is Palmer Domsky, or Bomsky, whatever you want to go with, whatever it is. He's doing a great job place kicking for the Broncos, and it's great to have you back this season, Palmer. Great job this past week. Congrats on that MAC award, and good luck against the Illini, all right?
Thank you so much.
Palmer Domsky with us. We'll change gears and talk with one of the new coaches on this year's Western Michigan football staff. He's the strength and conditioning guy. Maybe we can check out my guns and see what he thinks. That's coming up next on the Bronco Coaches Show. We're at the Radisson. We're coming right back on YouTube.
Flavor is a journey, not a destination. It's not just about the food, it's about the experience, it's about the cocktails, the wine, the tableside experience.
Brings everything together between the setting, the meal, the atmosphere, so we can actually get together and have a great time over a cocktail, maybe with a little showy smoke to it too, which is fun.
We've paid a lot of attention to details and making it an experience that you will remember.
Immerse yourself at Brick and Brine.
At 2 Men and a Truck, we'll treat you and your belongings like we'd treat our own grandmas.
Here we go! Hello there.
Welcome. Whether we're moving you across town or even across the country.
Sprain, strain, or broken bone? Bronson makes it easy to get the orthopedic care you need, often as soon as the same day. Our providers treat patients ages 5 and older, with convenient appointments in Battle Creek, Marshall, Kalamazoo, and South Haven. From diagnosis to treatment, our goal is to get you feeling better as soon as possible. Call us when you need orthopedic care. Learn more at bronsonhealth.com/same-day.
As part of Sealy Auto Group's growth plan to better serve customers in our local communities, I'm thrilled to announce our newest member to the Sealy family of dealerships, Sealy Select on 9th. Here you'll find high-quality pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that you can expect the same standard of excellence Sealy has provided for over 60 years. And at Sealy Select on 9th, you get same-day service with no appointment necessary as part of our commitment to the guest experience. Find out why we say better is just better. Better see Sealy Select on 9th.
Well, you ask any football coach, they're going to tell you the key to success is in the strength and conditioning room, and the Broncos have a new guy in that area. Andre Bernardi came from Furman, and he's done a tremendous job in a short amount of time, and glad you're here to join us and introduce yourself to all of our fans, Andre.
Glad to be here. Andre Bernardi, Director of Strength and Conditioning. Been a strength coach 15 years from Marietta, Georgia. Moved my wife up here to Michigan, Caitlin, and my son Nicolo. And we have another one due any day. So
congrats.
Literally, my wife's due date was on Saturday. So,
okay.
So we're here.
Well, he was at Furman for 7 years, and before that at North Greenville, which is a Division II school where you played. And this guy set the Division II record for tackles for loss with 78. That's a lot of TFLs, and I love that stat, the TFL. That means you're beating somebody to get in the backfield.
Absolutely. You know, as a player, I just, you know, it's a lot like how I want to be as a coach, have a motor. be excited for opportunities to get better, work hard, and I want to be that same way as a coach. But I always tell our ends, our edges, I'm like, the motor and ball get off. Motor and ball get off. It gives you a chance at that position. Because a couple of them found out, hey, coach, I didn't know you had that many sacks. And I'm like, I know a little something about ball. So, but yeah, it was it's a fun position to play, fun to get sacks, fun to celebrate sacks. And like Palmer said, I love celebrating with our guys being successful on the field. So.
I love calling touchdowns, but I almost love calling sacks as much as calling touchdowns. And that one that we mentioned by Rodney McGraw, when he bull rushed the North Texas tackle into the quarterback, you had to be excited about that.
Absolutely. I tried to get to him first, but there's a lot of guys running after him. So Rod's done a good job. Like Coach said, he bought in. All these guys really bought into what I was trying to accomplish and, setting a standard. And they've bought in and they see change in a positive way, just, from energy standpoint alone, body standpoint. I mean, a lot of these guys, because, me coming in, my head was on fire. I'm like, okay, like, there's certain things we're going to do and there's certain things we're not going to do. And a little bit, man, I got to come in a little bit like a jerk sometimes. But they see, they don't see it at first when we're doing some up downs, or we call it +3. But they bought in and keep coming back for more, and I couldn't ask for anything else.
Andre Bernardi with us. He's strength and conditioning coach for the football program. And in your previous stops, you had control over the entire athletic department, all the student athletes.
Yes, sir.
Now it's just football.
Yep. It's definitely different. My wife and I have worked together for 10-ish, 12 years, I think. So that was definitely different. But my goal is to be an FBS strength coach with football only. But it's also been cool to build programs, set culture. One of the things I was most pumped for the opportunity to come here was, establish a culture that coach had on the field in the weight room. Other than health and well-being of our student athletes, the number 2 thing that I've trying to do is, the EAT culture in the weight room, and it's effort, attitude, toughness, and discipline, and we want to build that every time we come in that weight room.
And it's not just building up this right here, look at that thing right there.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's speed. It's about speed, too. That plays a factor in football and conditioning.
Absolutely. I've got a great staff. Devontae Chandler kind of handles that speed area. He was at Arkansas State. Coach Joe came from Furman with me. We all kind of collaborate on what we feel the best things for our guys are currently. And really this summer, we kept it pretty simple. But simple can be effective if you haven't done it at a high level. And our guys have bought into the simple and worked their butts off to see a bunch of change, which I'm grateful for them, because you don't always go to place and create buy-in right away. They believed in what we were doing. I've kept the demand high, which is always really, really important when you're trying to build a culture. I'm just trying to, the vision that coach has for our program, I just want to emphasize that in the weight room every single day.
Well, you can certainly see the results. Now, some of these guys have been lifting weights for a long time, but one guy that comes to mind is the Dame Tucker. We've talked to the Dame. He was on here last week. Yep. That young man's put together.
Yeah, Nadame's my guy, man. Like, I could look at him a certain way, and I'll be like, and he knows, like, man, what I do. But he's just like, Palmer and Rod and those other guys. I came in hot. They believed, they bought in. And when you start working hard, it becomes really fun. And I think that's what Nadame, has done. And he needs to continue to work hard, continue to keep building. And he should have a chance to play at the next level if he stays the course and does little things right. But I'm on him every day. Shout out Nadame, right? Like, but he knows there's a certain expectation along with all our guys. There's a certain expectation, and that's what I expect. I'm going to demand it every day. But like Palmer said, I want to be the first one out there celebrating touchdowns, celebrating sacks, having a good time.
Well, you look at Nadame or you look at Rodney McGraw, guys like that, they're impressive. But there's room in this game for the little guy too, like Joey Pope, who's all of 5'10", 5'10" and 165 pounds, and he's tough as nails.
Absolutely. Well, hey, he's a good example. Like, I've hired multiple guys that were walk-ons as a coach because they're gritty, they care, they want to do more, and that's what Joey's done. And he's going to continue to work. He's going to continue to change his body. For some guys, it's a little harder than others based off their metabolism. But he's bought in and he cares. He takes coaching really well. I always motivate him. He's not a juice guy yet. We're going to keep working on it, but he definitely earned that scholarship, and another guy that is bought in and done everything I ask of him.
And then, of course, Jalen Buckley, he's just a prototypical power back in the Mid-American Conference or at any level of the FBS, and this guy's really committed to getting his body ready for the physical contact that you receive as a running back in
Absolutely.
FBS football.
Well, and scouts come asking about him all the time, and I tell them, how I see it. And he was the first one in the weight room that I met, and he's been working hard for me ever since. He's really detail oriented. When I'm coaching, his eyes are big. He's wanting to hear what I have to say because it's his opportunity to get a little bit better in an area. Maybe it's 1% on the squat or 1% better acceleration, but he's going to try to find every way he can to stay healthy, but also increase performance every time.
Yeah, and I got to believe that you train the quarterbacks and the wideouts and the D linemen and the O linemen differently, right?
Well, I always tell people, like, we're a football-specific program. We're going to train like football players from kicker to quarterback, but then there's certain times of the year where we change our programming based off position group. And a lot of times, for example, like our skill guys did some unilateral work, which is single leg instead of going on back squat. Just we like that more with our skill guys. But we're definitely at times of the year we try to be position specific. But I have limited time currently with them now. Usually I get 2 hours, and then coach sneaks in what we call a Muscle Beach Day, which is basically a gun show. It's Palmer's favorite day. But absolutely, I think as a strength coach, we're all about performance. We want to keep our athletes healthy on the field and strong and powerful, but we're also trying to find that little edge that we could get. Coach talked about the hard edge, and you do that by training at a high level.
All right, you get to coach on the sideline at Illinois this week. What's that going to be like?
This has been the first 2 experiences with Big Ten ball. At Furman, we played a couple SEC and ACC schools. I'm excited about the opportunity. Our guys are excited about the opportunity. We talk about competing, and I know our guys are going to go there, compete, head on fire, and go to work.
What's your role on game day along the sideline? You're the get back coach, right?
Absolutely, get back. I tell my staff, a big thing is motivate and celebrate. Like, we're going to warm them up. We're going to get them prepped to play. We're going to prime. But then on game day, our focus is celebrating our guys' success. I'm a get back coach. We try to do a good job of that too. But also just want to motivate, celebrate our guys' success, have a good time. They worked with me since May and past that to just, for 12 guaranteed opportunities. So,
right.
I just want to celebrate them. And when we say money set, when it's game day or the last set of our workout, we call it money set. So we like to celebrate money set when we get the opportunity.
Finally, Andre, how did you and Lance Taylor hook up?
I tell people this all the time. I have no clue. That's the honest truth. Now, Ben Souders, who was at Arkansas, was connected with coach at Louisville. But there wasn't too many mutual connections, but we hit it off. He's hungry. He's always trying to get better. That's who I try to be as a coach. And I told him, I was like, the reason I came to Michigan was because you're the head coach. And we see things eye to eye. And he also lets me do my thing. He's like, you got strength conditioning. He gives suggestions, but he's like, that's your area. I want our guys training gritty. I want them training tough. And that's right up my alley. So,
great stuff. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Great to meet you, and I've heard a lot about you. And so when you see those Broncos out there manhandling the opposition, this guy's got a big part in making that all come together. And congratulations on the new addition. Good luck to you and your wife
Thank
with
you
that
so
new
much.
baby. All
Thank
right.
you.
Good luck against Atlanta.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
That's our show for tonight. We'll be back here next week, 6:30 on Monday, to talk more Bronco football and some other areas of the WMU athletic department. You can catch us live at 6:30 on YouTube every Monday or anytime on demand at WMUBroncos.com. I'm Robin Hook. Thanks for watching. See you next week on the Bronco Coaches Show.